Hey everyone, welcome back to the Girly Popcast. Today we are so excited because we have our first guest, Catherine Nader. Catherine and I, we go way back. We have been friends all throughout college, and yeah. So Catherine, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself quickly?
Yes. So I'm Catherine. I'm so glad to be here. And yeah, it's really fun. I love pop culture. So I'm really excited to be able to chime in and talk about some stuff.
Yes. And today she's gonna be our One Direction mastermind. So we're so excited to get into that. But Allie, do you want to walk us through our first topic?
Okay, yeah. So we're saving the very best for last, Obvi, because we're so excited about One Direction potentially coming back. But first we want to do a quick initial thoughts on the or what is it called? The It Ends With Us trailer. A lot of people were giving a lot of rude feedback, I think, to all the like paparazzi pictures that were snapped to this. So some people were saying that I haven't read the book, but some people were saying that they didn't like the casting, that the outfits were weird, that it just looked like it wasn't going in the right direction for the fans of the book. But I thought the trailer was really good. And of course, Miss Blake Lively just like called up her friend Taylor and got a very famous Taylor song in there to where I think people are now like, oh my God, it's so good. Like they're excited. But okay, what do you think, Sydney?
I really liked it. I think the Taylor song was the perfect way to come back from that. I think they're using that a little bit for the marketing, but why not use it
Yeah.
it works. I think the song pairs really well, My Tears Ricochet, with the themes of the book. And so I think that's really interesting angle. But I feel like the trailer was giving a lot away. I think most people though know the story by now. Like if you don't know, it ends with us kind of plot. Like you've been under a rock. I feel like everyone's talked about it. It's a very well-known book talk book. I feel like people know it, so I don't think it's a bad thing the trailer went
Yeah.
so heavily into it. But I think that song choice just shows how much they're willing to share about the themes of the movie. I know a lot of the initial controversy was over the age of the actors because in the book they're a lot younger than where they are now. And so I'm interested to see how that's going to play out with sort of the storyline we have because the whole story is kind of it starts off with they're getting this new start in a new city and then they kind of fall for each other in this new city in this new environment, which is a lot more common late 20s early 30s rather than early 40s. But I think that's because we don't really see it that much. And so I think having the opportunity to explore this new age range through this new medium, I don't think that's a bad thing. And so I don't know. The other thing is Blake Lively as a redhead. Personally, I'm here for it. I'm loving how she looks as a redhead. Other people are like, it could go to a redhead actress and maybe they could have an actual redhead play her, which fair. That's true. So I don't know. It's a lot to unpack in such a short trailer. It was really so short that I'm not really too much we could get from it. But
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I think I haven't read the book, but I know kind of like the gist, like you were saying.
Yeah.
And I just watched over the weekend A Simple Favor was like trending on Netflix.
Yes. I
I
would,
know.
I know exactly what you're about to say. Yes.
Yes. And I saw that when it came in theaters, like what, like 7 years ago or whatever. But Blake Lively, I forgot, is like a very fun actress, like in movies, because I'm always so used to her in like her TV shows and stuff. But like, so I think we just shouldn't underestimate Miss Blake. I think she's gonna deliver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah. I could agree with that.
yeah, but I know Justin Baldoni, is he like directing it too and
Yes.
star?
I think
like
so.
one of his projects. So kind of like that movie 5 Feet Apart. It's
Oh,
a
I forgot about
production
that.
company, I believe. And
Yeah.
he kind of takes the lead on these, but he doesn't normally star in them. He normally has a role but doesn't star, but he's
Okay.
starring in this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I loved
Yeah,
him.
I will say Yeah, the paparazzi pictures were like kind of like it just wasn't doing any favors for anyone.
Yeah.
But like I did see little snippets of the trailer. I didn't see the full thing, but I was like, oh, like this caught my eye. I'm not even a big Colleen Hoover fan.
Same.
I am kind of a hater, sorry, but like I just am not a fan of her writing. But like I hope that the movie is good because I really love Blake Lively. And like you said in A Simple Favor, she looked really good as a redhead in like that one scene. Like she had
Yes.
red hair.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if the redhead's the issue, like she can pass it. And she's got great hair already. So I'm like, it's fine. But I didn't know that they were changing up the age range purposefully
Yeah.
in the movie. That's really interesting. That's an interesting take.
Yeah, Colleen and Justin did an interview recently, kind of where they were like talking about like what are you most excited for that you changed from the book to the film. And Colleen specifically called out, she was like the age range. And there's a lot of controversy around like us changing that from the book, but she was like, the book was never really about like what age the characters were. It was
That's
about
fair.
the messages and the plot. And so she's like, for me, it's really cool because I wrote that 10 years ago and that story reflected my own life and like what I was going through. And then now I get to see that in my new age. I get to also like relate to that in a whole new way. So I thought that was really meaningful and really sweet. And so I do think it's gonna work. I'll just like I said, like I think a lot of the themes though kind of go back to being new
Yeah.
and young, but I think it can still work. I think it's gonna work well. So I'm excited to see what they do.
Yeah. I think I would watch regardless, you know. So it's
No, I
Same.
will be
yeah.
seated. I think it comes out what, August 9th or something. Like I will be seated.
Oh, it comes out way
Oh,
earlier
that's
than I thought.
Yeah, early August. I was
they
shocked.
have been filming for a while though, because I swear I've been
Yeah.
seeing like things about like this
There we
movie
go.
since like
There we go.
2022.
I think you're right. Yeah.
I'm also interested to see Blake's outfits in the film because, like you said, Catherine, the paparazzi photos have not been doing her justice. The fashion,
I They were out to get her, I swear.
Right? Someone doesn't like
Because
her.
the trailer made them look good. Like she was like
but I
doing, I
also
don't know.
I noticed they did not include a lot of different outfits from her. Like they had a lot in the black dress and they had a lot of very simple outfits. They did not show a lot of her being like they didn't show any full body pictures really that I remember. And they did
Okay.
not show
Mhm.
very much of her outside street fashion, which is a lot of what people have been criticizing.
Oh
So I wonder if
yeah.
that was on purpose or if that's just like not representative of what is going to be in the film. Like maybe people just the paparazzi photos just like aren't representative of what we're really going to see on screen. But I did think it was interesting. I kind of felt like they were hiding a lot of the fashion that's gonna be in the film. Like I felt like a lot of costumes were cut out. So I'm interested to see how that actually plays out.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think exactly what you're saying. Like the paparazzi pictures were showing these outfits just like out of context. So maybe they're gonna work. Like how we're
Yeah.
watching the
Yeah.
trailer and we're like, okay, this looks not that bad. But I do remember seeing some paparazzi picture of Justin Baldoni and whoever the other guy is in the story in like onesies. Did you guys see those?
No.
I did not, but
Oh
that's
my God, I'll have to
interesting.
find it because maybe it was a
Yeah.
crazy fever dream I had, but they
Yeah.
were like on set, like being filmed, and someone snapped a picture and they're in like full on like onesies, like in their like tie-dye and rainbow or something. And everyone was like, what is going on? Like what happened to the plot? But so I don't
Yeah.
know, maybe I'll be eating my words though, and it's gonna work. It's gonna make perfect sense for whatever the scene is. But
Maybe. I'm
yeah,
not gonna lie. Like, I don't really know the full plot of Colleen Hoover's
same.
book with this. So I don't know what's going on. I just
Yeah.
know that it's gonna be maybe smutty and then random and weird because her
Yeah.
writing is just like that.
Okay.
Uh,
I think
yeah.
it's definitely gonna be like, you know, the book talk book adaptations. And I think is it going into theaters or is it going straight to streaming?
I believe it is going in theaters.
Oh, okay. So
Okay,
that's
so this has to be like really good for theaters. Not saying that like streaming
yeah.
is bad, but like
Yeah.
streaming's usually like lower budget and whatnot.
And sometimes they'll send it like straight to streaming if they don't think it's gonna perform.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe I don't know. Do we know the producer? Who's the producer for this?
It's Justin Baldoni. So
Oh,
Oh.
he's a director
I
and
believe
producer?
I don't think he's directing. I think he's just producing. Like I think
Oh, okay.
I'll try to here, let me look up who the director is.
Justin Baldoni has he done other projects other
Oh, he
than
is the director.
Oh.
I'm shook right now,
So
actually. So
No,
who's
is this her first adaptation for a book?
I think so.
I think so, because this was like a big deal in like book talk, I feel like.
Yeah. And I saw Verity is getting picked up for a movie, I think.
Ugh,
I also haven't read
I can't
that one.
stand that. I can't stand that book. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But like I really tried. Like I went on my iPad. I was like looking at like books to read, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
like I'll try Colleen Hoover. Let me try. I read the first 4 pages of Verity or whatever it's called. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, where is this going? Where is this
Oh.
going? Because in the beginning of the book, I don't know what happens. In the beginning of the book, it's like they were talking about, oh, like I'm in New York City. I see this guy get ran over by a car, blood is splotched like all over me, and then this random stranger who's super sexy, and it just goes into detail about a super sexy stranger after getting hit or seeing someone get hit by a car, like
Oh,
like goes into detail about this man, and I'm like,
Oh my
is that
God.
not like, why is that your focus? Why is that your focus
Should we
right
be
now?
focusing on the run over man? Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
That's so funny. I
But
haven't read
anyways,
that one either. But people on TikTok
yeah.
like saying that they think Blake Lively should have been cast for Verity instead of It Ends With Us.
Mhm.
I don't know anything about that, like the characters, but people are arguing that she might fit that main character better than this main character. But I don't know. I just think if it's got Blake Lively attached to it, maybe it's gonna end up pretty good. But yeah, I am a little
Yeah.
apprehensive. But I don't know. We'll see. I probably will be sat with Sydney seeing it when it it comes out.
A little shocked to see Justin Baldoni like in this role. Like I'll be super interested to see him because he's like always plays this really nice guy. I mean, we also
Yeah.
Jane the Virgin. So it'll be interested to see him in this more like villainous kind of role, like where he's the antagonist of the story. But
Oh,
I don't
really? I
know.
didn't know he was.
Yeah, he's Ryle, and so he's the abusive boyfriend, and so I'll be interested to
Oh.
see.
Oh.
But also the whole point of Ryle is that he is this really sweet and heartwarming guy. He just has these moments of anger where he breaks. And in Jane the Virgin, I actually saw someone like do a scene edit of where he like yells at Jane and they're like you can see his eyes go like dark or something. And I was like, okay, so maybe he can play this role. So
Maybe.
yeah, I definitely feel like he has the like range to play it.
Yeah.
I've never seen him in that role. So I'm like excited to see him try this new kind of venture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think, yeah, I think at this point, it's just a matter of if we're gonna like it when we're at the theaters or not. But you know what? I
Okay,
like Blake
everyone,
Lively.
August 9th. August 9th,
Yes.
we'll need to August 10th. That'll be enough for
Oh, okay. Yes, yes, we will have our
Yeah.
review. Yeah. Okay, next on the docket is a silly one, but so many publications last week were all of a sudden posting about if Taylor and Travis are getting engaged soon.
Yeah.
And I think one of them was like Entertainment Weekly, who famously, like I've heard Tree Payne, like her publicist, trusts and like will release information to. So people were like, wait, does this have any like validity to it? But I don't know. This is just like the publications are going kind of crazy and are like, oh my gosh, royal wedding soon. But I don't know. I'm not going to believe anything till it's actually like announced by a rep of one of them or them themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I think it's actually funny that we're talking about this today because
Yeah.
last our friend Hannah, she texted her mom, was just like, "Oh, I think Taylor
Oh,
Swift's
yeah.
pregnant." No
I
context.
forgot about that.
We received no evidence any further than that, other than Hannah's mom said that. So we don't know what that means.
I
But
think it's all
his
just in
mom,
the air.
yeah. So I just wanted to throw that out there as part of this because apparently that's circulating among the Dallas moms. So I would like
So
to throw that out there.
I also I feel like it's been going on for years. Like people being like, Taylor's pregnant, Taylor's secretly married with Joe Owen and
Yes.
all.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it's also probably not not that like she's like old or anything because she's still
Yeah.
young, but
Yeah.
like I think like just society views her as like, oh, like it's about time you
Yeah.
get married and stuff.
Have
But
a
honestly, I don't really see her like being I think she'd be a great mother. I just don't really see that as her goal right now, to be honest, or like as settling down because she like just has like an Eras tour
Yeah.
yeah,
and
the Eras tour is still
is
going
like
on until the end of this year.
yeah, and
Yeah.
just release like an album. And I'm like, I do not see this in your future right now. Maybe eventually,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
Yeah. I think, like you said, the Eras tour is going on. They're both the top of their careers right now. So if
Yeah.
they did get married, I think the world would like explode with happiness and it would literally be like the royal wedding. But
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure I just don't think it has much like credence to it right now. You know what I mean? I think it's just the publications are going crazy and maybe it's been a little bit of a slow news week, so they were like, oh my god, guys, Taylor and Travis, are they engaged? And that's where this got so much
Yeah.
uh, momentum.
It also just feels like the
Yeah.
timing is just so wrong because they're about to spend like so much time apart because obviously football season is coming up and she's going to be in Europe like for the rest of the summer and into the fall. That is just like when you get engaged to someone,
That's
you want to have that engagement period. Like you're supposed to have
Yeah.
that time together and be like happy together and like enjoy your engagement, and they just would not be able to do that. Like it would make more sense in like the new year to like
Yeah.
yeah. That's what I'm saying too. I'm like, I just feel like the timing doesn't really add up. Like maybe they have like maybe they could be engaged. Let's say that.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, we're engaged and we're gonna be engaged for like this long of a time or
Mm-hmm.
something like that. But also it's not like she has a ring on her finger. And I feel like she would be one to put a ring on a finger and like show the world because like everyone wants to see that. But I don't know. I have no idea because she's very public with this relationship too.
Yeah.
especially coming out from like Joe and like they just weren't public at all. Like she has been so public with Travis. Like
Mhm.
I just don't understand like why this one thing wouldn't be public. And that's where I'm like, that's what loses me.
And I feel like the past album, like thinking about it, so many references to Joe not being ready to marry her or never like committing that much to that
Mhm.
aspect was so prevalent in the album that that could also be a reason why this is so much right now because it's just on people's mind, you know? But all in all, I'd be so excited if that happened. Trust, I would be if it was something this would never happen, but if it was like the royal wedding and you could tune in, I would be because I would be so obsessed with this. But um okay, moving on to another couple that has been in the news like for the past 2 weeks is Ben Affleck and Jennifer Lopez. Are they okay? Because it doesn't sound like they are to me.
I
Bro.
they always have something going on. Like
Yeah.
they're one of the couples that I follow kind of on the back burner just because there is always something to follow. There's always
It's
something
always
happening
something.
with them. Like there's always just something. And I'm like, okay, let's calm down. But
Yeah.
I kind of think this might be the divorce. I think this is the official divorce. I could be wrong, but that's kind of the
Yeah.
vibe.
Wait, why do you say that?
Well, it's just like there's been so much like happening like with them, and I just feel like J-Lo has so much going on right now. Like she just had that Amazon Prime documentary, and then she has her Netflix show right now. And it's just kind of like I don't there's just maybe this is all just for publicity, and so they're like, "You know what? We'll just pretend for a little while." But she's so
Yeah.
house hunting. Like, everyone's reporting on this, and, she's, like, saying all these, like, cryptic things in the media, or, like, yesterday, apparently she posted in front of, like, a billboard that said, "Don't F with J Lo." Like, all this stuff that I'm like, it's just getting too messy, I feel like, for it not to be the official divorce. But
Did y'all
also,
see?
Where is that billboard? I need to
I
find that billboard.
I need to go see this billboard, like, I wanna know.
It
But yeah,
needs to become like a permanent fixture in whatever town it's in.
Literally.
But I did see the video from last week where she was doing like Netflix product or promo with Simu Liu for their movie that's coming out. And this was like a full like press conference, not just like
Yes,
I
I
thought it
think
was
I
like
know what
walking
you're
down the
thinking.
street. Yes. And this reporter, got his one question and he turned it into asking JLo about this, which you just shouldn't do in that setting at all. And it's like no one's business. But Simu Liu tried shutting it down, like, no, we're not talking about that. And JLo just looks this guy like dead in the eye and is like, you know better than that. I would be terrified if I were that reporter, like for the rest of my life. And
Yeah.
that I saw the video just now when I was like doing research for this. Oh my God, like JLo, you could tell was just like wanting to say more to him, but like, probably couldn't. But did you guys see that video? It was so scary.
I did not. I'm gonna go.
Yeah. I've I've seen a lot of videos of JLo in the past like months, honestly.
Yeah.
Just ever since that like one movie came out that was like basically the one man show of JLo being like
Yes.
singing, and it was just like really awkward and stuff. Um
Or her
I've been seeing a
bodega
lot.
order.
And,
Her bodega
yeah,
order.
and a lot of people are like a lot of people are just like hating on her talent and stuff. And to be honest, with her and Ben Affleck, I don't know if they're gonna get a divorce. It I think it's I okay, might be a hot take, but I think they're low-key cute. I
Yeah.
think it's kind of cute that they were like they dated whenever they were younger, and then they reunited, and then they got married. I kind of find that romantic. So I was like, oh, like that would be really sad. Like that would suck for both of them and stuff. But I don't know. Ben Affleck always just looks like how he looks. Everyone knows
I
how he
was gonna
looks.
say that. He always looks mad.
He does.
You're right.
Yeah.
And I think he like said in an interview, he was like, oh, like I'm just from Boston and all of that. And that's his like excuse. Like he's not trying to be, he just
Yeah.
it's just regional over there or something. I don't know.
Yeah, people from
But
Boston
We
are
don't have
like, what does that
resting
mean?
bitch face.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think I
But
agree that
I
like he
don't
just
know.
always looks a little angry. But sorry, keep going.
Yeah.
No, you're good. Yeah, but I it also those billboards and stuff could be just because of like the amount of hate she's gotten,
True.
especially from TikTok. Like all of Gen Z is out to get J Lo, and I feel so bad. But I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't
The
know.
funniest thing about that is I think it's funny that, like, people started this rumor after SNL that Io and JLo are feuding. Like, they have a feud.
What?
Like,
Yes,
speaking of that.
yes.
And then Io had to come out and be like, I am not feuding with JLo. It would be like saying, like, I don't remember what she compared it to, but she's like, I am too small of an actor and unknown to be feuding with JLo. Like, she's an icon. There's no way I am feuding with JLo. Like, that's
So
not
real
Yeah.
for that.
possible. And I was like, that's so funny and so Io to say that. But
Yeah.
that was such a good clap back for that.
She cracks me
But
up.
yeah,
I
people are just coming
Yeah,
for
I
her.
love whenever like celebrities come out with like statements like that aren't obviously like from like media trained. They're just
Yeah.
like such real statements. Because like if I was a celebrity, which I never would be, but if I was one, like I would do the same thing.
Yeah.
I would literally just like be speaking my brain. So I appreciate I that.
No, I really agree that like I thought they were a cute couple, Ben and Jennifer. And like I like the maybe it was a right person, wrong time type thing, and now they found each other. So I am kind of a believer that maybe the paparazzi have just caught them in some very bad moments. Or, Ben always just looks like he's mad. There's a million memes about that. And I- to be honest, I also really like JLo's like even though they're silly, I love a J-Lo movie. Like when they come out, like they're just so funny and like a little guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
So I want to believe that they're okay, but I don't know. I guess time will tell because it has been in the news so much, but very much it could be publicity. And she's going on tour soon, like at least a national tour, I think. And so maybe they just need some time apart, you know? Maybe they've been together for a little bit too long and they just need to take a break and she can go on her tour. He can come support her, do his thing, go get Dunkin' Donuts or whatever, and then they'll be fine.
It's real.
Gosh.
Okay, here, you guys want to get into the big topic of the night?
I think
Okay.
Yes.
So I feel like every summer this happens in the recent years where there's rumblings on TikTok, other social media that maybe One Direction's getting together, like back together. But this summer, it seems like it has more
there's more.
validity than it has in recent years. There's like more momentum behind this one. And Catherine actually requested we talk about this. So we are going to talk about it
Yes.
in depth, and she's our expert today. But okay, guys, where do you guys want to start with this one? Because there's so much to unpack here, I
Oh my
think.
gosh.
Yeah.
Catherine, I will first I'd like to say that I got the funniest text from Catherine last week saying she just sobbed her eyes out in the group chat. So we're all like, oh my gosh, like Catherine, like what's the matter? What happened? One Direction is in fact reuniting. That was the reason. And so with that, Catherine, I would like, can you like walk us through kind of just like what you've seen, what's leading
Okay.
to this, like what's the reason?
So this was my journey last week.
Okay.
Basically, I I have a redemption arc because whenever it was the What Makes You Beautiful era, they were coming to Houston whenever I was like what, like 11, 12. And they were coming in the summer and I was like, "Oh, like I want to go." And my mom, she would have taken me, except I had fucking Girl Scout camp. So I couldn't go. And I missed One Direction. So
No.
I've never gotten to see them. And whenever last week I was just scrolling on TikTok, laying in bed, and I see all of this like One Direction reunion surge up, and I start sobbing because it's very like there's so much evidence. First of all, Liam and Louis are basically like touring with each other. Um, oh fuck. I think it's one of their tours. I think it's Liam's tour or Louis. I forget. But they performed a song together at one of the
Oh,
concerts, one of the shows, right? So like that's great. That's really great.
yeah.
And then there was a lot of talk about like this is very hearsay, but Liam and Louis picked up Harry from the London airport
I
and
saw
all of
that.
them were in London at the same time. So there's that. And then also Zayn has been saying that he would love to reunite with the
Mhm.
boys because I don't think that they ended on like the most positive note, but I think since time has passed and stuff, um he really would like to. And
Yeah.
I mean Niall is so that man, he's just like so giddy. He's so unproblematic. He has no problems with anyone. He's like, "Oh, like I will definitely reunite. I will drop everything for it." So I definitely think that something is going to happen
Yeah.
because we have not seen this much One Direction interaction in a really long time. And then also on YouTube they posted they posted 18 with like a random cover and on the
I
One
love that.
Direction YouTube.
Yeah.
Me too.
It's so good.
So I really think that like something might resurge. I won't, I don't, we don't know if it's like for sure like anytime soon, but
Okay.
it would be really freaking great because it's been 10 years, almost 11, and I really need to see them. Like
No.
I will go so I will pay thousands of dollars. But
Yeah.
that's all the news I have seen. And in all honesty, like all boy bands or just bands in general end up like reuniting
Yeah.
anyways. Like the Beatles have there's been others like the Jonas Brothers recently did.
Yeah.
So I think they're bound to, and I think all of them like are at least on like good terms enough. I think they would.
Yeah.
So I definitely think it's in the works, at least like in the next 2 years, hopefully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw something too that, I guess Zayn's releasing a new album or it's already out, and he was doing a meet and greet last week in
Yes.
London with fans, and this one girl had like on her clear phone case a picture of Louis, and I remember, I could be totally wrong, like correct me if I am, but I think I remember that when Zayn left the band, there was beef between Louis and Zayn, like specifically. Like, I think they got in like a little Twitter feud and stuff. But anyway, so people were freaking out because when Zayn saw the phone case, because the girl was like videoing when like Zayn was walking up
Yeah.
to her, he went, "Oh my God, hey Louis," like on her phone. And so people were like, "Oh my God, like maybe he's at least, trying to squash the beef." But
Yeah.
yeah, and so that I remember made me excited. And I think, yeah, with Zayn being more open to talking about it, and then like you said, I think Niall would do it in a heartbeat. But the Harry Styles being picked up at the airport was being posted so much to where I was like, wait, is it true? Like, I see no photo
Yeah.
evidence. I believe it. Yeah.
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 That's what got me too. I
Yeah.
will say that that's what definitely got me too, because I was like, okay, like Liam has talked about in podcasts how like him and Louis are like very close
Yeah.
nowadays and stuff. He's like, this is like kind of usual. Like this is like really cool, really neat, but I kind of like it wouldn't like really turn my head all
Yeah.
the way until the whole picking up Harry
Yeah.
at the London airport, which I think is really cool because also like I don't think that they're ever in the same like place at the same
Yeah.
time. And I
Yeah.
think that was like a big thing as well.
I think I saw something also like on Twitter that some of them were golfing together, which might have been like Niall
Mm.
and Harry at some point. But I feel like how you're saying like boy bands get to back together more often than not. Like, um what's NSYNC would get together many times throughout the
Yeah.
years. Or like in girl bands, like the Spice Girls would get together. And in both of those, like the main star, or like maybe the one who was most successful after the band split, like Justin Timberlake and then Victoria Beckham, they never really would join these reunions. But now all of a sudden, Justin Timberlake's with NSYNC again doing stuff. And of course, all his solo stuff still. And then I think a couple years ago or whatever, Victoria Beckham did a performance with the Spice Girls, like, which was a big deal. So like having Harry Styles spotted with everyone, because in my opinion, he's just had his career's just gone, to a whole other
Yeah,
realm.
he's arguably like the biggest. I
Yeah.
agree.
So if I heard that, oh my gosh, Harry Styles is there too, and then probably Zayn, because famously he left, like it's very famous, like where were you when you heard Zayn left One Direction? So if I heard both of them were there, then I would be like, okay, something weird's happening. And there's been rumblings of both of them being involved, which is super strange. But I don't know. I told myself I wasn't going to believe it because a couple years ago I really believed it was going to happen with like some milestone anniversary. I can't remember how many years it had been or whatever. And then nothing happened. So, but this time I'm clowning again. I am on the train. So, I really hope they
I
get.
know.
Yeah. Or I wish James Corden was still around because I feel like he'd be the one that would have to bring him back. Like,
Yeah, I
yeah.
know.
Yeah. Because he did that with the Jonas Brothers, right? I
I
think.
don't know.
I think he
With
would
the carpool lip singing or not lip
something
singing,
he
carpool
did
karaoke.
like I think it was like the Jonas Brothers were like there was rumors that they might be getting back together, and then when Sucker came out, the whole week that week like on his show they were involved somehow, and he did this whole skit about like getting the band back together and how he like kidnapped them and forced them to like record an album again and stuff, to where he's such good friends with Harry Styles, and it just seems like he like gets along with all the guys, to where I would
Yeah,
so be okay with James Corden's show coming back for like an hour-long special or something to reunite them all.
yeah. Yeah, he also like I don't know. Harry has said this in so many interviews that he would literally like get back with One Direction as soon as possible.
Yeah.
So like I really genuinely think that like if there was a reunion and like Harry would do it. Harry
Yeah.
would like definitely do it. And he, I mean, they all have like great voices and strong voices, but
Yeah.
he's such like a prevalent voice. I'm like, that would be amazing. Because it would
Yes.
be really like it would definitely be different if like let's say all of them got back together except for Harry, because it's
Mm,
like, oh, we've seen another one again.
yeah.
But I definitely think that like if be especially because we've been waiting so long and they said it would be like not long at all. But
Yeah. They'd be
since
back
we've
after
been
like
waiting
18
for
months.
so long, I think they would probably make it a big thing and everyone would get back together. And in all honesty, like Zayn said in like an interview, he was like, yeah, like um the reason why like I ended off on bad terms with like some of the other boys is because he was like, I was just trying to like get out of the boy band as soon as I kind of like saw signs that like it was like not going exactly where I want to go. And I guess like some of the guys thought I left like really abruptly. And that was really it. And since time has like passed with that and like they all kind of like have their own careers, I feel like I feel personally, I feel like I wouldn't be like someone to hold that against after
Mm,
a long time, you know?
yeah.
So
I no, I totally agree. Like, I feel like there's a time where just you gotta let bygones be bygones, And like, yeah, he left for
yeah.
his mental health and maybe he didn't see it going in the direction he wanted to where like if I were in the position of the other boys, I would understand it after all this time has passed too. But while you were talking about how they posted like a lyric video to 18, you said?
Mhm. No,
Okay.
it was like a cover, but I don't think there was
Oh,
any lyrics.
okay. But it wasn't, I just looked it up, wasn't the hiatus supposed to be 18 months long? And that's what it's saying on
Yes.
Google everywhere.
Yes.
Like to go
It
like a little
was.
Swifty on this for a second.
I remember them like saying this on
Yeah.
Twitter. It was supposed to be 18 months
Yeah.
long, and just it isn't. It
Yeah.
really
It says
isn't at
no, it's been like way more than that. It says right here, then in the December of 2015, the band decided to go on an 18-month hiatus, but promised to come back. So that's just kind of silly that like they posted of all their songs, like what, like 100 and something songs, 18. But I don't know, maybe I'm reaching there. But I
that
I
point.
hope it happens. I also didn't get to ever go see them on tour. And I want, if they do come back, I want them to come on tour and I want 5 Seconds of Summer opening for him or for them because I never got to see that pairing. Yeah.
Literally, literally.
Yeah.
No. Oh my God. I
Right?
love my best friend from my hometown. She saw both she got like the prime tour. She got like the 5 Seconds of Summer opening tour and then like One Direction. And she wasn't even a listener. She
Uh-huh.
was just like, yeah, I just got invited. And I'm like, bro, you have no idea how much
Lucky.
I would give
Yeah.
to like switch places with you in that moment in time. Like
Yeah. No.
that she's just so casual about it. She's like, yeah, I don't even listen to them. And I'm like, bruh, you have no idea how big of a deal that is for like directioners, like especially that moment in time.
Yeah, you're like, how does it feel to be God's favorite? Because you actually saw the biggest event to ever happen on Earth. But I've
Yeah.
seen 5 Seconds of Summer a couple times when they come to my hometown. But I remember even being at the concert and I was like, damn, I could have seen you guys and One Direction at the same time. Because I know they'd also like perform together. Oh my God, yeah. I can't even think about it. Like I need that to happen at some point in my life. So that's the only reason that I want them to, or one of the only reasons I want them to reunite, just so I can have that. But a girl can dream.
Yeah.
But okay, is there anything else we want to say about this reunion?
Yeah, Sydney, what do you think?
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I was never a One Directioner, but you know what?
Yeah.
I'm so excited for them to get back together. And I'm gonna be so excited. I know all the girlies have signed up for me for Taylor Swift codes. So for every One Direction code I will be signing up for to
As you
all tickets. So that's what I have to say on that.
No, if this were to happen, I would be camped out trying to get tickets wherever I have to be. Like I am so excited. Like I've seen Harry Styles live, and then I was supposed to see Louis with one of my friends, but it was like right when COVID hit, like when the tour got rescheduled, and I'm pretty sure we got like floor seats. We used like David Dobrik's like SeatGeek code, and we got like floor seats for
Oh my
like
god.
$50 or something. Yeah. And we were like, are we actually going to like a Louis Tomlinson concert for $50? But anyway, we couldn't go once it was finally rescheduled like a year or two later. So we ended up selling the tickets, and then I haven't seen the other ones, but I always like in my head it's just like it's understood thing where it's like, okay, if I'm ever gonna see One Direction, I'm gonna have to see them separately, you know? But I want to see them
Yeah.
together. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I pray.
Yeah.
I am afraid of the day whenever this is announced because I know it will be,
Yeah.
but I am afraid of how I'm going to act. Like I'm going to have to like mentally prepare myself to
Yeah.
behave because like
Yeah.
I cannot be exposing myself to like raunchy behavior whatsoever.
No, and
And I
like,
might be.
do you remember seeing like the memes where it's like 12-year-old me going to the concert thinking Harry's gonna fall in love with me, and you're like in like Justice with like the arm scarves, or not the arm, like the arm gloves and like all that stuff.
Well,
But I yeah, I I'm a big believer it's gonna happen, especially after we kind of maybe we're onto something with this 18, because that's a really funny, like just random song out of all the ones to like do a post about. But I
yeah.
don't know. I guess time will tell, but it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Yes, it will happen
Yeah.
when in doubt.
And we will be here to tell everyone we were right. Yeah.
We will be
Yeah.
like episode 2. Check it out.
Okay, well, I think we've gone through all the topics.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, but we will get this up as soon as we can, and be sure to let us know your thoughts, everybody. And yeah, this was so fun. Catherine, we're definitely gonna have to have you on more because this was so much fun. I'm so glad you
Aw, thank
suggested
you.
this too. Like, I love talking about One Direction, and I feel like the little One Direction fan in me has been like suppressed for so long, and she's coming back. So
No, literally.
yeah.
I felt a resurge
Yes.
of like being a 12-year-old
Yes.
little
12-year-old me.
girl that was
Yes.
obsessed with One Direction. Like me with
Yes.
my One Direction blanket at 12
Yes.
years old.
No, I'm wearing the
Like,
Harry Styles merch right now.
yes.
But okay, but I guess that's it for now.
For
But
having
okay.
me.
Yes, of course. And
too.
we'll see, you guys will see us three live at a One Direction concert very soon, front row. So
Yeah.
okay, well, I think that's it. Okay, bye guys.